Shalom, my brothers and sisters. Shalom. Welcome to Less Than 10 Minutes, Words to Yashar'al, Nation of Believers. My name is Symmanayah, and today is August 5th, 2013. If you're tuning in for the first time, you will come to know that Yashar'al, of whom I speak, I am referring to all those who seek to worship and obey Almighty Yahuwah. All those who accept Yahusha as Mashiach, our Messiah. These are my brothers and sisters. This is my family. To you, I say, welcome to Less Than 10 Minutes. In this segment, I want to talk about end times, last days, priorities. Is there work to be done? Will we witness a time where a sense of urgency will be before us? Let us review some scriptures. Exodus 12:37, and the children of Yashar'al set out from Ramses to Sukkot, about 600,000 men on foot besides the little ones. I ask you, my brothers and sisters, 600,000 people besides the little ones, as it states. Do you think a sense of urgency arose as they were marching out of Mitzrayim? Exodus 12:40 through 42 reads as follows. And the sojourn of the children of Yashar'al who lived in Mitzrayim were 400,000. And the sojourn of the children of Yashar'al who lived in Mitzrayim were 430 years. And it came to be at the end of 430 years, on that same day, it came to be that all the divisions of Yahuwah went out from the land of Mitzrayim. Could this be saying, is this saying, do we understand this to mean it took 430 years before everybody ended up out of Mitzrayim? Is that the case? You decide. Pray on the matter. Exodus 12:42 going on reads, it is a night to be observed unto Yahuwah for bringing them out of the land of Mitzrayim. This night is unto Yahuwah to be observed by all the children of Yashar'al throughout their generations. Needless to say, my brothers and sisters, there was a massive crowd that left Mitzrayim. We can all agree on that. Needless to say, in that crowd, these were men and women and children. Do you think they exhibited at some point in time a sense of urgency to get out, to leave, especially while the Father's hand was upon his leaders, his anointed, guiding Yashar'al out of Mitzrayim? Do you think a sense of urgency arose? Were they happy? Were they excited? Let me also read Matthew 25, verse 1 through 12. Matthew 25, verses 1 through 12. Then the reign of the heavens shall be compared to 10 maidens who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise and 5 foolish. And those were foolish, having taken their lamps, took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their containers with their lamps. Now, while the bridegroom took time, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight a cry was heard, see, the bridegroom is coming, go out to meet him. And then all those maidens rose up and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said to the wise, give us your oil, because our lamps are going out. But the wise answered, saying, no need, there would not be enough for us and you. Instead, go to those who sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went in with him to the wedding feast, and the door was shut. And later the other maidens also came, saying, Master, Master, open up for us. But he answering said, truly I say to you, I do not know you. My brothers and sisters, I ask you, will there be a time where we will, and it would be wise to exhibit a sense of urgency as we are guided, not moving frantically, not being overzealous, not being over anxious, not being anxious for anything, but being sensitive, have a sense of urgency, to be sensitive to growing in the knowledge of learning the voice of the Spirit of Yahusha, the living guidance, the living instruction. I ask you again, do you think those that were led out of Mitzrayim were hurrying to get out. Do you think it is possible that some were slow to get the message that Yashar'al was leaving? Who is able to discern? We are talking about men, women, children, and that some of the same behaviors we witness today were inherited from those in days of old. Many of us hear and see such discussion about end times and or the last days. Do you think that time is short? And we are, if not already, in the birthing pains mentioned in Scripture? Looking back on the parable regarding the 10 maidens and the women, regarding preparation and consequences, not being ready, do you think in this parable there were some rushing to get oil at the last minute? I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, there will come a time, no, the time is at hand now, where it would be wise to discover the living instructions and guidance of the Spirit of Yahushua. There are so many things warring against us. Let us become wise, learn the voice of the Spirit of Yahushua, and improve our worship and obedience to the Most High Father, Yahuwah. Do we have time and or will we all learn a new language before the return of the Mashiach? Do all have time to make, purchase, and or acquire special garments? Yes, I'm still mentioning about the things that attract our attention and consume our time. Will Yashar'al come to agree on the precise times to celebrate the feast days before the return of the Mashiach, the Messiah? Will Yashar'al be gathered together, or at least a remnant, before the return of our Mashiach, our Messiah, for the purposes of fulfilling Scripture? Will there be martyrs? Will there be believers instructed to stay put and continue to echo the good news in the way to salvation, way to pure righteous worship and obedience? I am compelled to believe that we will witness the Spirit of our Mashiach, our Messiah, Yahushua, begin to guide us into precise or a more precise method for establishing the body of believers, an awakening nation of believers, Yashar'al. I believe with all my heart we will witness believers discerning and understanding that time is short and will be guided to establish priorities while demonstrating a sense of urgency to act. Act only as guided by the living Spirit of Yahushua. While there will be those seeking written proof and or debating and or arguing over who, what, where, when, and more, there will also be believers who will have discovered the living instructions and guidance from above. They will respond with obedience. In the midst of those who are saying, show me the script, prove it to me. Remember, it is the Most High Father that proves our heart. What method or mechanisms and or who are you depending on for making precise decisions during these last days? What happens when your books are taken? What happens when this new world government decides to round up everyone who has garments with images of perceived righteousness on them? Remember, the Most High did not instruct us to wear garments with his name, a menorah, or 7-pronged candlesticks, the 12 tribes, or any image that may be perceived as a likeness of him or anything in the heavens, on the earth, or in the seas. It would be wise to realize precise communications, living instructions and guidance in a sense of urgency to improve our worship and obedience is at hand now. Hard decisions are upon us. I encourage you to begin your journey with improved relationship with the Most High Father Yahuwah. Seek to learn the living instructions and guidance of the Spirit of Yahushua. Watch things that are righteous, including our ability to obey his voice, emerge among those designated and used to fulfill Scripture. Remember, my brothers and sisters, I cannot reinforce these matters enough. We are at war. We are in a battle. The plan is the Most High Father Yahuwah, and will not stop, pause, tarry, nor retreat for anyone. Choose wisely this day who you will serve. Until next time, my family, be encouraged. Our Almighty Father will honor all his promises. The clock ticks forward. Will you prepare? Will you listen? Will you obey? Until next time, my brothers and sisters, shalom, shalom, shalom.